Hello, it's Kai. Welcome to my second week in Tokyo. I'm currently obsessed with this teriyaki pancake with whipped cream, and I eat it almost every morning after my eggs. But more importantly, today is my first day at work. I was a little nervous, as always, but just a few minutes after I arrived at the studio, my first client came in. She came for a walk-in tattoo and wanted the Japanese phrase ichigo ichie, which means one time, one meeting. It's a reminder to appreciate every moment and encounter we have in life. For now, I'm only at the studio on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Since our studio also do walk-ins, we have to stay there from 12 p.m. until 9 p.m. The whole walk-in concept is pretty different for me because I'm used to working mostly with appointment-based clients. The process is faster and sometimes more stressful because I don't have as much time to prepare designs as I usually do. But at the same time, it's a really good challenge and helps me improve my skills and speed. At the end of the day, I work a bit on my previous video. Before heading home, I stopped by a convenience for my daily shopping. I keep trying to convince myself to go to a supermarket instead, but honestly, shopping overwhelms me so easily, especially with so many options everywhere. The next day, before going to the studio, I did some cosmetic shopping that I'll show you later. The staff at the store were so kind and helpful. We talked for quite a while and I even get a discount for next time. I've already gotten used to the way to Harajuku and I also decided to skip Takeshita Street this time. I started the day with this beautiful koi fish tattoo. After my super boring lunch, I did these simple sakura tattoos. And also one yokai tattoo that I completely forgot to film. In between clients, I also started drawing more flower flash designs. On Friday, I decided to go for my second run. But I found this beautiful park, so I ended up mostly walking around and admiring the view instead. After my everyday same breakfast, I decided to try out some of the new products I bought. As someone who usually buys the same things over and over again, trying new products is actually kind of difficult for me. But here's what I got: a BB cream, makeup base and fixing spray. I really like the BB cream because it feels super light but still lasts really well. And the fixing spray has this really nice cooling effect, which is going to be amazing during summer. After finishing my makeup, I got ready to head to the studio one more time in that week. I only did a few small tattoos and finally finished my flashes, which are now available to tattoo. So if you want to check out my Instagram. Since it was Friday evening, Lucy and I met up and went to a random izakaya in Shibuya. After a few drinks and snacks, we decided it was finally time for karaoke. After realizing our voices were definitely not in the best condition, we left pretty quickly. Because there are no trains after midnight in Tokyo, we had to come up with another plan. So first, we went shopping in Don Quixote, and then somehow decided it would be a great idea to walk home. It actually turned into a really peaceful and beautiful night walk. But in the end, I still ordered a taxi for the last part of the journey. I've got home in the morning and slept in a little longer than usual, so the next day became more of a rest day. So I started my day with doing laundry and then prepare myself for a walk. I was outside only for a few hours and in the evening ended up in this cute kisaten. Of course, I ordered cheesecake as usual, and I also decided to test out my new Holbein colored pencils. I stayed there for quite a long time, and when I was about to leave, the waitress asked if she could show my drawing to her boss. He was so happy about it that he took a picture of both the drawing and me. We chatted for a bit and he supported me with my Japanese practice. After spending so many days in the city, we really needed a little break, so Lucy found an easy hike around Mount Mitake and Mount Otake. It's not very far from Tokyo and still really easy to reach using the JR lines. We transferred to a bus that took us to the cable car station, which allowed us to go higher up the mountain without completely dying on the way there. The moment we arrived, we were immediately surrounded by the nature. Right after getting off the cable car, it was already time for a quick snack break, and honestly, these pre-cooked eggs are such a perfect healthy snack. Anyway, the weather was perfect, so it felt amazing to spend the day outside. Our first stop was Mount Mitake, which is actually a pretty easy hike, except for the endless stairs. At the top, there's a beautiful shrine that I would definitely recommend visiting. There were already a lot of people there, so maybe it's better to go during the week if you can. The mountain is only 929 meters tall, but as you can see, the views are beautiful. After that, we continued toward Mount Otake. We kept meeting people walking back down, which felt a little strange because it felt like we had only just started our hike. But later we realized they probably took a different route than we did. At first, I was surprised by how many people were wearing little bells on their backpacks. But later I found out that the bear attacks have actually become a more serious issue lately. The higher we climbed, the steeper and more unstable the terrain became. About halfway through, we realized the hike wasn't going to be as easy as we originally thought, but it was still really fun. Near the top, we literally had to climb over rocks in some sections. Honestly, I think this trail would be probably closed in the Czech Republic. But here, everyone was climbing without any problem, even older people and kids. Finally, we reached the top and got to enjoy the beautiful view after all the climbing. Mount Otake is 1,266 meters tall, which is almost 340 meters higher than Mount Mitake. The view from the top was amazing and definitely worth all the climbing. Before heading back down, it was time for another little snack break. On our way down, we took a different road and passed by this beautiful waterfall with a stone gate nearby. Then we continued walking along a river full of beautiful, almost magical looking rocks. The whole place felt so peaceful. Along the way, we stopped at a small stand and enjoyed some hot wine. We met some really lovely people there, talked with them for a while, and even got chocolate from a woman who loves Czech classical music. When we got back to Mount Mitake, the area was already almost empty, and it was nearly time for the last cable car ride down. After all day of walking, we were pretty exhausted, so on our way home we stopped at the ramen shop in Kichijoji area. The next day, I started my morning with yoga, and after that I headed to Shibuya to meet a friend I had met in Himeyakojima. We went to the standing bistro, which was really amazing, and afterward, we stopped at a cafe for dessert. The next morning, I skipped breakfast, had an early lunch, and then headed to Harajuku. But this time not for work. I finally decided it was time to say goodbye to my home dyed hair. The salon was really nice, and the experience felt so professional and relaxing. They took amazing care of my hair, and I was really excited about how pink it turned out. What do you think about my new hair? Let me know in the comments, and see you in the next video. Bye!